afternoon from Cranfield University in United Kingdom. We welcome you all in this special event of launching the Lean Product Development book. Welcome to you, Dr. Mirna Flores.
Dr. Ahmed Alashab, a pleasure.
And welcome to all the participants in the study and all the audience who they're joining us from all over the globe. So this event will be a 1 hour where we're going to present to you some of the cases of lean product development. They are either, which basically lean thinking application, different aspect, which we classify them as lean, lean innovation, and lean digital. I'm going to introduce Dr. Mirna Flores to tell you about the project, which has been an excellent experience that ended in documenting 10 cases, and of course, the famous book that you see it here, and that will be available to all the public. Dr. Mirna Flores, please tell us about the project.
Hello, everyone. What a pleasure to be here again.
Welcome, yes.
Pleasure always to be in Cranfield. I feel like home. So I'm super excited, super happy to launch this book. We have been working and collaborating with different companies around the globe with 3 partners. So first of all, a big thank you to all the team from PricewaterhouseCoopers in Belgium who supported and collaborated with us all along. So it started last January 2021 when we started, let's say, cooking the idea, what we do, how do we do it, who do we invite. And we started thinking on what categories, as Ahmed has said, we propose the lean innovation and lean digital. As we all know, there's this important trend, important movement towards how to apply digital technologies to optimize processes and, of course, add valuable solutions to customers. So we had these 3 categories. And we launched the call for organizations to propose their cases. And after, I would say, 2-3 months, we assessed different organizations, and we had 10 cases. We had 10 finalists on these 3 categories. I will read the names now. Palladium Hotel Group in Spain, as the name says, it's a hotel. Callebaut, which is today, the team of Callebaut is today in the call. They are the first place winners, and I'll make some questions today to the team. Instituto de Cardiología Privado, and this is a hospital in Argentina, so they had the 2nd place. Certeso, small company in Belgium. Rolls-Royce Airspace, a company that has been working with Ahmed. Any thought about them, Ahmed?
Yeah, they've been excellent, and they've been excellent in applying lean thinking in different aspects of the organization, and the detail of the case study specifically about lean innovation, lean product development. Yeah, excellent.
Yes, they have Atlas Copco, also lean innovation, and Interface, who's again here joining in the call for the 3rd place. Jaguar Land Rover, Bridgestone, which is one of the 2 cases on lean digital, and Yara International fertilizer company from Norway, also as a lean digital case. So we would like to thank all of them, and especially because they were open from the very beginning to share. And I think that's one of the different aspects of this award, that it takes long hours to sit down and write, to share these experiences, actually sometimes to discover some of their organizations when they are reflecting. They also recognize all their amazing efforts internally and also to their employees. So this is one of the highlights of this award.
Yeah, what has caught my attention, they were really open in order to document and share their good experiences in the lean journey. And as Dr. Mirna Flores said, they have it in different spots when they work together in order to make the story. It's been an excellent lean journey and lean transformation, and that's what's been documented in this excellent book.
Thank you, thank you. So let's start with the questions.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to introduce Jochen Binke and Julie Duchy. And they have been our partners all along from PricewaterhouseCoopers in this project.
So the question is, could you kindly share your experiences in the project and organizing the award?
Yes, for sure. What I've learned from this project is that it's very valuable for all organizations that participate to document their case. It's helping them in the knowledge sharing within their company. And if I'm thinking about, for example, like the people present here, Callebaut, Interface, Bridgestone, those are very big companies, and there it really makes sense to document the cases and diffuse that throughout the organization. But of course, you also want to go broader than that, and you want to diffuse it to the world, like we say, and share the best practices. So that is a very valuable topic. And if you then take all of that together and you put it in an event, which we hosted at the 8th of June 2022, where we saw all finalists together, but also additional companies that were interested in Lean. And there you really saw that people would learn from each other, share best practices. And that is what I see as a very big added value of and a learning of this project as well.
Excellent, excellent. That's good to hear all of that. So if I ask you a second question, which were your aha moments during the project? Like the wow aspect of it.
Indeed, the wow and the aha moments within this Lean Diamond project was for me that personally I've been involved in quite some Lean projects, but they were all related to manufacturing environments. But as Mirna just mentioned in the beginning of this call, we had a lot of different organizations applying, not just manufacturing, but also, for example, Palladium Hotel Group or IMC, which is a cardiological center. And it really stunned me that we also are starting to apply Lean, not just within manufacturing, but also within services and within other type of organizations. So that was really the aha part for me, to see that Lean lives everywhere.
Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, Julie, and you've been an asset to this event. Thank you very much.
So it's a pleasure for me to introduce the award winner for the first prize, which is the company Callebaut. So they are in the, as you might have heard, in a chocolate sector, and they produce chocolate and cocoa, butter. And in particular, Callebaut shared their journey, but also a particular country that is Brazil. So their journey started in Brazil. They have three plants in 3 different locations, and actually I had the opportunity to have visited, and it's really amazing the way I think the employees are engaged, and you can actually see the culture with the different practices like teamwork and so on.
And you had the opportunity to visit them,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes, I was there to give them the award last September. A big thank you to Callebaut for the invitation. So let's introduce our Callebaut speakers, please.
John. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, John. Hi.
So it's a pleasure for me to introduce John Scouten. He's the Global Operational Excellence Leader. And John, happy to have you here with us after all these months of hard work behind the scenes to document the case, which actually is amazing. So thank you for that. So could you share to us and the audience some of the key highlights of your journey? So all the hard work behind to transform a big organization, an amazing organization like Callebaut into the lean thinking way of working.
Sure, with pleasure. I think I'll focus in on one highlight, but look, we started out really by focusing at the Gemba, bringing management there, and then step by step implementing simple communication, visualization, and problem-solving routines and tools. At the same time, we also addressed organization design, creating the right, meaningful, focused roles, and simplifying the operating environment. But I think, if I was to pick a highlight, it's the fact that this combination of lean routines and simplified organization ways of working not only led to great business results, but it really supercharged our talent growth. And I think, that's somewhat of a surprise in terms of how big it got, because we had a lot of internal movement and growth within the factories, role progression, and obviously promotions. But we've also exported a tremendous amount of talent to other regions. So for me, that's the major highlight: people engagement, people growth.
Excellent.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
So you are working hard to become a Gemba-centric organization. Could you please describe what does this mean and how you're planning to accomplish it?
Sure. And actually, I think one of the strengths of our program is we keep it relatively simple, and we haven't really changed course. So, of course, if you say Gemba-centric, it starts at the Gemba. And it starts with behaving in such a way that you put Gemba first. So we look for servant leadership and prioritizing time at the Gemba, time with our employees. Of course, we are focused also on making sure the standards we have in place are really supporting the outcomes that we need, but engaging again at the Gemba to improve those standards in an incremental way, so step by step. Making sure the organization is actually designed and focused on supporting our Gemba. Of course, I mentioned previously people growth, so helping develop our people, understanding the work that we're doing, building strong coordination and collaboration. And then finally, investing in what I'd call Gemba enablers. So that's not just the tools and routines, but bringing digital to the shop floor. We've invested quite heavily in our manufacturing excellence system. We have a tool called Poker, which is really there to provide the platform for our operators to really take control and ownership of their environment. So those are the kind of ingredients for Gemba centricity.
Thank you, Jan.
What John told us about the company is he talking about excellent how lean has been used in order to generate talent and the talent to be exported within the company and the supply chain. And he emphasizes on the simplicity, because the simplicity give you the best solutions. And that's what will make a lean organization excellent lean transformation. So I would like to call Flavio, because he is actually in the core plant in Brazil, where the actually lean transformation started. Flavio, are you with us? Yes? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can hear.
So I would like to bring you into this debate, and we ask you the following question. Which could you consider have been the main ingredients at your company to engage employees during your lean transformation?
Okay. First, thank you for the opportunity to learn and share. Well, you already, Mirna, visitors, John already tell us some things about that. It's difficult to answer in really short time. But I can tell, first is a journey. We started a long time ago on that. Also, a big ingredient we have in our behavior, team spirit. So in this journey, we have been working this team spirit. But to be more practical, again, I go back about what John said about mobility, because we create a environment that provides the possibility to the team participate to see the future. Because every time they see some site manager go to Europe, to Asia, or to United States, and they see opportunities. So we start to engage the team. There is a possibility for the team to grow in the company. Also, for sure, the collaboration, you can see that in the book that you put some examples, where very organized things that you have some governance to the team to participate to, like in the CI week or CI events, where you put the recognition for the team. And when I say team, there's a lot of focus in the Gemba for the operators. And also different way like annual CI work, Hall of the Fame, employee recognition. So we have a very simple things, let's say, but we are keeping this in the governance to keep this level of engagement. Summarizing, I can tell you that you have the 3 sites here representing Brazil. So you can see three sites, different sites that you are working as a team. This, I believe, is some way to have this kind of engagement. So, a difficult answer, but this is some example I can provide.
No, it's excellent answer. It's we learn from that. What you're talking about, it's a journey. You learn as you're moving. You are having the team spirit that you give them the opportunity to grow and to see the future by being mobile among the global enterprise. Excellent, excellent. So I'm going to ask you another question, which have been your the major challenges during this lean transformation?
That's still the challenges. I think the first one is, we talk about that already, is keep simple, keep simple, keep it simple. You know, we have a lot of technology, we have a lot of tools, and how to keep simple is the challenge every day. Also, Gemba focus. In the end, we have 98, 95% of the employees, they are there really in the shop floor, producing. The operator is the team leader. So you need to keep transform this team as problem solvers. And then we have been working a lot. And we have now a new challenge on that. So try to keep simple, go for the next level as the CI proposal. Let's do evolution and not revolution, let's say. So team leader is only to finalize, is a big challenge. When say a team leader is the guy that in the front to really support the operating day-by-day activity. So we're working there with the leaders, everyone, to be sure that you can go for the next level.
Excellent. It's good. It's good. I mean, recognizing the challenges and having the facilities to overcome them is the best things. And as you say, let the people to find the solution and be the real problem solver, where the management and team leader will facilitate this environment. Let us go to the next person to ask this challenging question.
Definitely. So I would like to introduce Gabriel Aguiar from, again, Barry Callebaut, Brazil, and he's a production manager. And he's actually very, very young. And that was another thing that surprised me when I visited Brazil. Most of the team at the production side are very, very young, implementing Lean besides and together with operators. So Gabriel has been one of them since his early career, starting with this Lean transformation. So hello, Gabriel, how are you?
Hi, Mirna. I'm fine. It's a pleasure to be here with you all.
Exactly. It's a pleasure to see you again. So I would like to ask you, which has been the main impact of this implementation in Barry Callebaut in the Brazilian facilities? Which do you think are the key impact points that you have observed during this transformation?
By far, the main impact for BC in Brazil after the Lean implementation, it was the people engagement. As Flavio and John also mentioned previously. With the people engagement, we could develop them, we could really go a step forward. The consequences of people engagement, talent development, it's the performance that we saw at the previous years after the Lean implementation. FTQ, first time quality from 80% to 99.5. We saw waste generation reducing by 65%. GMP improving also by 5%. The energy consumption reducing also a lot by 15%. So it's the people engagement. And all the other results are consequence of this. That's it.
Definitely. So in this trip I did, Ahmed, to Brazil last September, I had the chance to see the Gemba walk. So it starts early in the morning, and then the teams and the different leaders join the Gemba walks, and at the end, the whole plant, and the employees get together at this team board to share. So, Gabriel, what do you feel every time you are in front of a team board with your colleagues?
When I'm in front in the team boards with my colleagues, the Gemba, as we say, we have the opportunity to connect with them, to see what they need, how we can support them to go for the next step. This is crucial so we can support them to solve the problems, go for the problem solving. And with this, sometimes they don't know that they know the answer, but we just need to give support to them, and then they can find how to go for the next step. What we can see after and bringing everyone together, bring everyone engaged, we can see in this prize that we got. So this is the prize, but here we can see how they are engaged with this. So this is what they feel.
Excellent.
They feel proud of it.
I have to say that I wanted to cry in Brazil of emotion. Of course, I'm too Latin perhaps, but really, I almost never feel this sort of energy that I felt in not the one, but in the three plants. So I think definitely Lean in Barry Callebaut is a culture. So talking about the practices, in the case and during the research, you shared to us different practices. So could you briefly describe, in your point of view, in the many years that you have been working hard in Barry Callebaut, what are some key practices that you think are very good and that you could recommend other people when they start their lean journey?
We spoke a lot about the Gemba, but how to go to the Gemba in a systematic way is a challenge. We have here in Barry Callebaut the team boards. It's really great tool that allow us the leadership go to the shop floor in a systematic way, in a methodological way, and see what the operators they need. Each operator has a board, 10 minutes to share what are the challenges, what has happened the previous day, and how we can support this with the action that needed to be taken. So this first moment with the Gemba connecting, then we really go a step forward. Sometimes it's not enough. We need more tools. We need more support to some bigger challenges. That then we go for more structured problem-solving methodologies as 8 steps that we seek. So when we see a challenge that's way bigger than something usual, we build a initiative, a continuous improvement initiative with all the shop floor involved, so we can understand what needs to be done, so we can achieve sustainable results. So the team boards promoting the Gemba, the bigger challenges with the 8 steps initiatives, and also having a continuous improvement champion, the role that I start myself, to someone to support, really bring the methodology, see what it needs to go for the next steps. It's really important. It's some of the key points of Lean that we brought together, so we could be here celebrating this result.
Excellent.
Definitely.
I would like to ask John. John, I want to ask you the following question. What recommendation you could provide to organization that are about to start their lean transformation or to improve their current lean transformation journey?
Good question. Thank you. I think the most important thing is engagement. We talked about it a lot, and I mean, everyone needs to understand their role very, very well. And I think, one of the things that I think that we got just about right was the fact that we prepared all levels of the organization for the change. Change management is the key part. And I think we need to remember that practice is important. And so you create a stress and conflict-free environment in order for you to move forward. So the operator need confidence, for sure, because they are owning the majority of, let's say, the roles and the routines and the tools. Operator at the center, Gemba-centric. And then you need to be able to coach and support the leaders to be able to play their role correctly and build confidence. Because once you have confident operators, a confident Gemba, then anything is possible. So my advice would be, go big on the planning, go big on the engagement, and make sure people realize that it's a stress and conflict-free environment where they grow and learn together, and there's no pressure. And I think we did this very well in Brazil, and we got great results off the back of it because everyone bought into it.
Excellent. So go big on the planning, on the organization, on engagement, and knowing the role and the leader to be coached in order to support the worker in order to achieve the good transformation. Let us bring the next speaker.
Yes, now just one comment on what Gabriel said.
Okay.
On the practices. I have to say that I was deeply surprised in one of the factories of Barry Callebaut in Brazil, because they had in one of these key processes a binder, a very simple binder with a one-pager on the one hand, and had the fish bone, for the root cause analysis, and then on the back part it had the 5 whys.
Interesting.
And it was like this, and it was documented on that process. So they had around, I would dare to say, more than 50 analyses that in a simple piece of paper, the team had analyzed root causes of things that went wrong, but it were the operators doing that on their own and also doing the 5 whys. So when you manage that operators on their own feel motivated and engaged and empowered without someone telling them there's a problem, it's happening again and again, let's do a root cause, let's find the causes, and the back they had the 5 why and the action plan. and those that were connected to the team board, I think those are the simple ways of applying lean tools that make a company work so spectacular like Barry Callebaut does. So thank you and well done. I really want to give a big applause because it's easy to say it, but when you have thousands of employees in different countries, all engaged and living the lean thinking and the lean mindset, it's not easy to do. So congratulations, Barry Callebaut, well deserved. Congratulations.
I think the practice you mentioned is excellent example about knowledge sharing.
Exactly.
Because what you're saying that the employees, the workers being empowered, first being trained, educated by the company, empowered to solve the problem within the area of their work, and then they show the work and share the knowledge with the others, and I'm sure it will be a good learning, an excellent journey. Let us go to another lean innovation now.
John wants to say something.
Very well done.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out because I think, when you start these journeys, all of us play different roles. And even though we now feel like we're mentors and coaches, we had our own mentors and coaches when we started. So I want to give some credit to Jochen Finke's team for supporting us, and Dirk van Akkeleyen, who I believe is on the call. I can see his face, he's just joined. Because these were our gurus, these were our mentors, these were our coaches as we went through our own journey with our team. So, it's a big team effort. Credit, of course, goes to the Brazil team at the end of the day for deserving the award. But we started very humbly, and we owe a lot to our own mentors who are on this call. So thank you, guys.
You are very modest. We are very modest. Excellent.
You're too kind, John.
So,
Can you guys
now,
see me?
yes, our next invited speaker would be Billy Ingram from the US. He's the Lean Product and Process Leader in Interface. Billy, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm with my people, it sounds like.
Thank you. Nice seeing you again. So going back now to the second category, which is lean innovation. And when we think of the evolution of lean, moving from basically started in manufacturing, let's say,
Correct.
but now how could it be applied to develop new products and new services? And of course, one of the key cases I have seen is Interface, not only because it's the usual lean innovation, because they are also very, very strong on sustainability. But anyways, I'll give you the word, Billy. Can you share the highlights of your case? How did you start, or can you tell us a little bit about your lean innovation journey, please?
Yeah, sure. I love listening to the Barry Callebaut team. I could probably sit and learn from them for another couple of weeks. I've already had the great pleasure of meeting all of them, which was a great learning for me. But it's also great validation because I have a lot of very similar experiences as they has had with lean and applying it. So the thing that was really different and insightful for me personally was looking through Lean Six Sigma practice, but looking through the sustainability lens. I had a great set of tools, economically, environmentally, because we're at a company that very much values the environmental aspects of our operation. But when I was introspective back 7 or 8 years ago, I didn't have a very good set of skills around the social aspects of sustainability internally to our organization. It's really interesting that John mentioned talking about engagement, tons of stakeholder engagement, and they're using Gimbal walks to engage people, engage the stakeholders. We used a little bit different method, but we taught our lean practitioners the tools we needed to engage socially, to understand social issues, and then to try to have the confidence to act on them. But very similar results as Barry Callebaut, and it was all about engagement with people. So one of the huge insights was enabling our people to address the challenges that they were seeing, and many of them were social from a sustainability standpoint.
Billy, let us carry on with Billy. The other aspect of in lean innovation, which will be a lot of interest of people. As you know, I am reader in lean product development. I work with a company in lean product development, so it's an excellent sharing experience, which is what are the critical success factors that you've seen in your lean transformation?
Well, I mean, the critical success factor we've had has really been building the confidence in this practice, this deliberate practice of a methodology. And I know we have a lot of lean practitioners here, Lean Six Sigma practitioners, but it's that practice in building the confidence and encouragement of people to pursue problems that are critical to our mission, to act on our values, and to do it confidently. That engagement we created there with everyone at a very deep level, and this is both down, outwards and up. So think about our people that are working on the floor, people that are working as my colleagues, and people in our senior leadership. So being able to create that engagement, have that confidence, wherever you're at in an organization is really important.
Excellent, excellent.
So Billy, could you share some insights or your experience linking lean and sustainability? How can you do that?
Well,
Another
first
challenging
off, you have to, first off, you have to value sustainability and really understand it. To us, the social responsibility principles were kind of the connection. They were the glue between lean practitioners and our mission. So if you think about just really teaching people fundamentals about why it's important, think about being accountable and transparent and ethical and respecting other stakeholders. That was really the key. That was really one of the primary insights, is that was the link between them to help us engage more stakeholders in all directions and actually to be more successful.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Billy, for your insight and for always engaging with us in this type of activity. And congratulations being one of the winners, by the way.
Yes, so Interface is the third place winner. Thank you, Billy. Just much for my curiosity, what happened with the trophy? Did you celebrate it in a different way or share?
Well, we first off, my primary team in product development, we celebrated here locally. Lean Six Sigma is not fully spread within Interface yet, but it's very interesting what was said by the Callebaut team is that it is spreading now because of the recognition we received from this event. So yeah, we took very good advantage of that to share, celebrate here, but specifically with our product development team, who were kind of the guinea pigs in this experiment.
Excellent. I tell you what, Minna, let us hear about the other lean journey, which is lean digital. Shall we introduce Audrey Leonard from Bridgestone, please?
Hello,
Audrey.
Dr. Ahmed.
Hiya.
How are you?
Hiya. Very well. Thank you. Good to have you here. And always good to be in touch with you and learn from the excellent experience that you will share with us. So my question to you is, could you please share the highlights about the lean digital transformation at your company, Bridgestone? So here, as you can see, remember we said we have three classifications: the lean innovation, and lean digital. And let us hear about the lean digital. Audrey, yeah?
Of course.
Good.
So for Bridgestone, we are primarily a tire manufacturer, but we're also a mobility solutions company. So we have a number of networks across 22 countries in Europe, which are very traditional in terms of tire retailing. So tire retailing normally is bricks and mortar. However, as consumer behavior is changing, especially with the acceleration post-COVID, we wanted to take our independently owned dealers on a digital transformation journey. So the biggest highlight for the program that I'm currently working on is the ability to present a future-proof route to market for our dealers who will attract and retain new cohort of digitally savvy customers, whilst also protecting the route to market for our own products and services. So overall, we've had many highlights, but that's probably the most relevant highlight for the program.
Excellent. So you're talking about is another version of the application of lean, because you're talking about how the link between you as manufacturer and the dealers, and how you try to bring, as you very nicely put it, the future solution to the leader, where you train them, you empower them, and will be a quicker route between the manufacturer to the market through this excellent digital transformation. So if we're going to ask you other questions, which do you consider have been the major challenges, especially in your case, you have to deal with dealers, which not necessarily follow your own processes, but I guess in this case they have to.
Yes, so that was one of the biggest challenges. We've had quite a few challenges, but when we deal with independently owned entrepreneurs who are very, very successful even without us, yes, we don't always think in the same way. You know, as we're a very traditional retailing network, it is difficult for some of our dealer network to recognize and appreciate that consumers will and want to start behaving differently and want to be connected to their local dealer. So that probably has been the biggest challenge, is to take them, you know, put the arm around their shoulder and bring them on the journey rather than tell them to come on the journey. We really want everybody to be empowered to want to come with us and to recognize and understand the benefits, as together, you know, we can do this. Whereas if they were alone, they would probably struggle to do it in their own rights.
So if
that's probably the biggest challenge.
That's excellent. So if I ask
Go ahead.
you the following question about the digital skill of your dealers, has been another challenge for you,
yes.
or they've been already up to the job?
No, I mean, from a service provider, their skill set was excellent. I mean, they're very, very experienced in fitting tires, in conducting car service. Where they're not experienced is in digital marketing, is in digital transformation and digital fulfillment, and providing the ability to give the customer the answers when the customer wants the answer, and it's not between 8 a.m. or 5 p.m. in the evening when the shop is open. So that's probably yeah.
I mean, I think the point you're raising, that having the system will give answer to the customer at any time they need, rather than only from specific time to specific time. This is an excellent achievement when we're talking about the lean digital transformation. So as a result of that, my last question to you is, what impact is expected as a result of this transformation? As we hear from you, this is a long journey and you are in the first, like to say, 2-3 steps, but what's the expected impact, or what impact you've seen now and expected impact at the end of the journey?
Well, the quick wins that we've seen at the moment is that we're attracting a new profile of customer. So our current data would show that 82% of the customers who are transacting on our platform are new customers to our network. So that is really a testament to the future proofing in terms of the dealers. The longer term, it's part of a wider digital transformation. So e-commerce is the first stage of this digital transformation. As Bridgestone are a mobility solutions company, we will have other connected services, such as concierge, where we can, you know, pick up cars and drop them off to consumers. We will have apps or apps that we may be able to connect to the car, so we will be able to predict when a customer needs attention to their car. So that would be the longer term vision. But for now, we started with the e-commerce solution, which is bringing efficiency. It's bringing a new profile of customer. As I said, it's future proofing not only our dealer network, but also the route to market for our own products and services, as Bridgestone being a global organization.
Excellent. So we could say then, basically, the investment you made in money and effort, and maybe even some frustration, is worth it, because what you are saying, all this planning and digital transformation is immediately showing the result, and yet you are still in the journey. That's excellent to hear that. Excellent. Thank you very much, and thank you for participating. Sorry, Mehman. Yes.
Questions also for all three.
Yes.
One regards one of the key elements when we think of digital transformation, it's hard. It's hard to know it all. There are so many technologies.
True.
And so many competences needed in the transformation. And one particular key element of this case that personally I really love is the fact of the collaboration with an ecosystem of partners of different natures. So could you, Audrey, kindly share more about this network? How did you build the network? How are you collaborating with different partners to make the solution happen?
I'd like to take all the credit at Bridgestone, but unfortunately that's not possible. So you're very correct. We have a wide range, including PwC as one of our partners on the project, along with their ability to identify subject matter experts in terms of technical development and change management programs. But then also on our dealer side, we have an existing network of retailers, but we have local teams that manage that network from a franchise perspective. So it's, we've got lots of different types of stakeholders and partners where we don't just, implement the program, we have to take everybody on the journey with us. So it has also been a big change management program along with an e-commerce solution.
Excellent.
Thank you. And just for my curiosity, Audrey, I still remember the first time I spoke with you and we had a white page to start writing your case. And I lost track of the amount of hours that you and I and several team members from Bridgestone and of course from PricewaterhouseCoopers shared to document your case. So could you briefly share what was your experience writing this case? Because our dream and the inspiration is that we share these good practices for others to start their journeys, right? So could you briefly share what was your experience documenting the case as part of the Lean Diamonds Awards, please?
Sometimes it was great, Myrna, just to actually slow down and think. We're moving at such a very fast pace that sometimes we get lost and forget to look back and see how far we've come. When I listen to the Barry Callebaut team and John from Interface, they're more mature in their lean journey than what we are. So, I can learn a lot from them. Keep it simple is one of the taglines I think that I'll remember from this call. So I think, as part of our journey, yes, we had the white page. And if we were to start it again, Myrna, we would probably have hours and hours and hours, again, just bringing us on the journey. It's great to think that we're maturing, but at the same time, we're learning a lot. So it's been a very enjoyable journey. And I think, in a couple of years, we could come back and tell a very different, a different story for the same project.
Excellent.
Yes, I just want to share from my very personal point of view, it has been a pleasure to document all these cases. In particular, the Bridgestone one had a lot of adrenaline because the first country they had implemented was France. And I think you finalized this year and the first quarter towards the beginning of the second quarter, and we want to have the book by May. So I think in the last 2 weeks before we finish the edition of the book, your team, LAA team and Pricewaterhouse, we were like really working at all speed to finalize the case, and we made it happen. So thank you. Thank you for that response.
Thank you, Audrey. Excellent. Thank you for sharing your experience, Audrey. May I bring to this debate Julie Ducci from PwC Belgium? Are you with us?
Yes.
Julie, excellent. Julie, we heard all these excellent cases from several of those participated in the project of lean product development, and they're sharing their experience. If I'm going to ask you the following question, because as PwC Belgium, one of the main sponsors of this project, what was the purpose of launching the Lean Diamond Awards?
Yeah, so as being a consultant, we are very privileged to see a lot of different companies and really from the inside to also learn from them. And we have identified a lot of those companies. A few of them are indeed participating here in the Lean Diamond Awards. And we see how they can inspire each other And that is what we believe is the most important thing of the Lean Diamond Awards and why we want to host this. Inspire people in doing more and more lean. That's one thing. But the second thing that cannot be forgotten, and that is also part of John, his shout out that was given a bit before, the recognition of implementing lean. And it's not just about implementing it for the sake of implementing it. You want to really make value for your customers, but also for your employees internally. And that is something that we as PwC try to do when we collaborate with different companies to really find those challenges and tackle them in order to create more value for the customer.
Thank you very much, Julie. I'm going to ask Dr. Minna Flores because she's basically the star of all this project, believe it or not. She told me about this Lean Diamond Award a few years ago, believe it or not, but she pushed until she actually made it physically. I'm going to ask you two questions. First of all, the lesson you learned, because you already have a vision, you have a wish, and you made it a reality. So the first question, what lesson learned from this journey of the first Lean Diamonds Award project we've done?
Well, first of all, thank you, Ahmed. We started this association actually 10 years ago as a result of a European project. We had already two publications. One, the first book in 2015, only with lean product development, which was what we started as a European project. And then we did the Gemba walk because we observed there was this importance of the leaders going to the place where workers are to engage with them and motivate them to solve problems. So on this journey, we have documented more than 25 cases. And I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I started talking to you about
Yes.
We need this award so that more companies share and also are recognized. So
Yes.
the recognition and one of the things that for me is lessons learned is there's not one secret formula. So all the companies
Yes.
have a different culture
True.
and the organizational culture. They decide in completely different ways what practices or what makes the company different, what makes their company competitive. And the other thing that I have seen evolving is the fact that it's about just giving value to the customers, the stakeholders, but also engaging employees and for sure understanding how the organizations impact society. Society and employees also play a key role on all of this. So basically, I got inspired about all these cases that we have been documenting and researching. And the idea was, let's acknowledge them. Let's also motivate others to start this lean innovation or lean digital journeys to be better, to be more competitive. And as I was saying, the vision is not only about, like a cost, and so it's also about engaging and solving problems. So Ahmed, yes, please.
Now I was going to ask you the last question, which is the book, we have it as a result.
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
For me, it's a passion. It's a passion to discover these good practices. And by the way, I was giving in the last weekend the books to some of the jury members in London that we met, and then they are academic actually, and then they asked me, when are you going to write a book for the students, for master students, so the thing was, I think it's all about also engaging the next generations. How do we train people and give these guidelines also for developing competences, skills, and empowerment on the next generations to become to collaborate and become leaner. So yes, definitely, Ahmed, it has been a great experience, and I think we should continue.
Yes, definitely. I'm always interested to work with Mirna, as you know, and with all the colleagues who participated, and been, by the way, excellent experience with Julie as a person helping in managing the project, and other colleagues in the PwC. I think now if we open the time for questions, because we could receive question. Can we bring John Stoughton?
Yes,
A
Captain.
question to you. That's from Enrique Espino. how important are Gamba walks in your experience? And he's asking, is it important, very important, or extremely important for the culture change, and why?
It's extremely important, extremely, extremely, extremely important, whatever the expletives you can put there. And the reason for that is you have to bring yourself to the Gemba to appreciate your operators and those engaged in producing your product, your service, etc. And so the Gemba walk is a great conduit for that. And you know, the great thing about a Gemba walk is you can go with a group of people, small or larger, and you can be mission focused. You can go on a general tour and make sure you engage with your employees, but you can go on a specific Gemba walk where you're really looking for safety aspects, quality aspects, opportunities, you name it. So for me, it's absolutely essential. And it's the most important thing to engage with your employees is to be present and to understand the conditions that they're under in order to make progress.
I'm going to ask you a follow-up questions because Myrna did mention the second book was about Gemba walk. I want to, because I know for a fact that you bought several copies of this. How important that Gemba book that Myrna edited and published to your personal journey in the company?
Well, actually, it was a reflection point because we were actually one of the cases in the book. And the reason why we bought so many of them, one was not just to, you know, to celebrate the fact that we're in a book, but really to bring the message broader. We have 65 sites in Callebaut, and of course, we started our journey in 2014-15. You know, on the one hand, it brings and highlights the journey we're on and the success story. And secondly, and I think this has been mentioned many times, you have an opportunity to reflect on other practices from other industries to support that journey. So I think we bought something like 125 books, and the point was to push them as far and wide as possible, also so that we could inspire a little bit, but also learn. So I think we achieved both of those things along the way, and we continue to adapt, but still keeping it relatively simple.
Thank you very much. The other question from the participant is to Bill. Bill, the question for interface, how do Lean and Six Sigma complement each other?
Well, clearly solving problems is our end goal, and enabling as many stakeholders as possible to solve problems for themselves. So, you know, Lean is a set of principles that very much helps you understand how to move forward and improve. Six Sigma is, the way I think of it, is a little bit more fine-tuned, so that it helps you understand your data. And by understanding your data, you can actually get to the root cause and solve the root causes. So that's the best way I can describe it, I guess.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. And thank you again for always you've been open to share your excellent experience with us in very honest way. Thank you very much, Bill. Yes, we are about to finish this interesting event. I'm going to leave the last word to Myrna.
So a question for you.
Oh, goodness me.
So Ahmed, what was your lessons learned in this project? So we have also several cases of companies that you have been collaborating with for years. J1 Land Rover, Atlas Copco, Rolls-Royce. So what did you learn, and what was the experience for you to collaborate in the Lean Diamonds Awards?
Really, I endorse all what other colleagues mentioned, especially what Julia mentioned, that is, we've seen lean thinking in different sectors, in hotel, in hospital, in chocolate, and you know, I love chocolate, you love chocolate as well. And we've seen it in digital, as a Bridgestone and other they mentioned, as well as a lean innovation, which is my core area. So seeing lean in different aspects, that's great. The other things, which is how the companies are open in order to share good level of information and knowledge with the others, and will be a platform for other companies to be encouraged to do this lean journey and to learn it. And the other things is working with all the colleagues, with PwC and with you, Myrna. It's been enjoying journey and resulted this excellent book that is sooner or later, Myrna will inform everybody how to get access to it. Thank you very much.
So thank you, everyone. It has been a pleasure. We will have more news to come. The book is also being translated into Spanish.
Oh, that's nice.
We're just missing the last chapter of the translation to Spanish, and hopefully we'll have more languages. So we really want to reach, and as I was saying, maybe doing some sort of training guideline to help also academics or even consultants to use the guidelines to teach and engage other companies to learn Lean. So thank you, all the participants, the winners, Barry Callebaut, IMC, Interface, of course, Bridgestone, everybody that participated in the project, and of course, Ahmed, for all your support as always. Thank you.
Pleasure. And to all the colleagues who behind us in the studio who facilitated this excellent
so we have around
session.
6 people behind in the studio here in Cranfield, and this would have not been possible without your support. So thank you. We wish you very good afternoon, and we will also be sharing the video very soon. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.